Did you know that in reality, everyone is already dead? It's said that when a person dies, their brain stays alive for 7 long minutes. During this time, the brain recreates memories, replaying them in a dream state. The individual sees his whole life flash before his eyes. Time elapses differently when you're awake than when you're dreaming. 7 minutes can seem like 7 minutes, or a century. Stephen Hawking has said that when we discover the God particle, or the Higgs boson, as some call it, the end of the world could happen in a day, and in 2012, we discover it. And if the world really did end in 2012, and if it did happen in an instant, and we've all been living in our own consciousness ever since, perhaps that's why, since 2012, the world has seemed increasingly strange, unreal, and absurd, as if we are all stuck in a never-ending dream. Our perceptions of reality have become distorted, blurring the lines between what is real and what is imagined. It's a perplexing thought that leaves us questioning the nature of our existence and the true boundaries of our consciousness.
What this individual said just now, it might sound strange, but there is a spiritual side and a physical side to everything. Whenever the enemies of God, the enemies of mankind, make clone bodies, they transfer the human consciousness into the clone, and then a demon inhabit that body and is walking around pretending to be a real person. Spiritual side of cloning an individual who is a real person, a real human being, and that person is being body snatched by demons. It's like the individual is no more. They kept the consciousness of that person, and then a demon now inhabit that individual body. Like a demon snatched the body, and this unclean spirit now live in the individual body, masquerading as the original. This is the reason why there are people out there who have been switched out or body snatched, and we might talk with them and it might seem like it's the real person because they have memory of who we are. Certain things we might discuss, but if you have spiritual sight or spiritual insight, you will know that something is off with this individual. So this is what they do. Like, you have demons that mimics the human. They upload unclean spirit in our bodies through demon possession. These demons are like monitoring spirit. And I can give you an example. Like, say for instance, you just have a conversation with someone. It's your first time talking with this individual. And for some reason, you find this conversation being repeated in your head, like over and over for no reason. And you're like, did I forget something? Was there something I should have said? The fact that the conversation is repeating in your head doesn't make no sense to you because something is copying that conversation, something mimicking you. What the demons is trying to do is they're trying to copy how you talk, how you communicate, how you behave. What they do, they mimic us. And when they mimic the individual, it's like the human died, but not really dead like how we know a person should die and you bury them. I mean, just the consciousness of the individual is left. So the person is aware of certain things, but the person have no control over their bodies. That right over there is danger. At the same time, they have no control over their body to get themselves away from the danger, because a demon now inhabit their bodies and is doing something completely different from what the individual would do. This is one of the way of these unclean spirits, how they mimic us, and they seem like real people in the earth, and you cannot tell the difference between demons and humans. The reason why they would leave our consciousness, these demons, they are hive-minded. So leaving the person consciousness would give individuality. Most people you see walking around, they're actually dead. It's just their consciousness left alive, and a demon is operating in that vessel, pretending to be the individual. God is the one who carried me through these things to allow me to understand and see what really takes place in the human body. Many of us out there, we believe that our thoughts, our action, our doing, and how we operate, we are actually doing it by ourselves. No, sometimes our consciousness alone is alive, and the demon is right there mimicking us. That's the reason why sometimes our life don't make no sense. We know that we try to do something better for ourselves, but because there's an unclean spirit who have nowhere to go because this is their heaven, they trap us in our own bodies to make us look like nothing.